Don't forget to give us likes, leave your comments, share us to your friends, and also subscribe to our channels. We have YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Facebook.
Now, this tool is a little bit more intimidating than the automatic 1111 tool, but the cool thing about it is that it provides you with a modular workflow that you can see what starts here and then what's the next step and what needs to be set, what are the settings in each of these steps. And you can also customize this workflow when you get to a mastery level of using this tool. And another cool thing is that ComfyUI now accepts a recently released model, Stable Diffusion 3 Medium. And that's why what we are going to use it today. In terms of installing the ComfyUI tool, you can come to my article on this Substack and follow the guide to install at least on the M1 Apple Silicon MacBook. But for complete installation details in different situations and different machines, you can go to, oh sorry, this is automatic 1111. Oh, this is a typo, sorry. So, but yeah, you can go to ComfyUI repo to take a look at installations in different situations, different machines that you have. The process is quite similar to automatic 1112, where you will create your environment. This is a typo there. You create your environment and then you install all the necessary libraries. You will clone from the GitHub repo, and then you will then install again with the requirement files, and you download the model, in this case Stable Diffusion 3 Medium, and put it in the right folder, in which for this ComfyUI it's under models and checkpoints folder. Then when you want to run the model, you can use Python main.py, and you might want to use other flags as well, and the information of the flags can be found on the ComfyUI. Now once everything is ready and done completely, you will get to the UI using this local IP address with this particular port. So I have done all this. So this is UI. ComfyUI is cool because it's a modular workflow and you can see the process flows, and we'll get to see that in a moment. So I am going to go back to my terminal. First, I am going to activate the environment that I use for ComfyUI, and I need to go to the repo that I cloned from the GitHub, which is here, and these are the files inside this folder. In terms of models that I have in there, in the checkpoint folder, these are the model. I have put Inkpunk in there as well, and also the Stable Diffusion 3 Medium. It's already there. So let's just kick off with Python main.y. Here we go. I have this to access my UI. This is how it looks like, guys. You see nodes, right? And this is the workflow. It will start from here. This node is going to load the model. I can select the model that I want to use here. I'm going to select Stable Diffusion 3 Medium. And these two boxes are for positive prompts and negative prompts. So maybe we can revisit what we did for Stable Diffusion 2.1. New York skyline at dusk, yellow natural yellow lighting river surface. For Stable Diffusion 3 Medium, you might not need to provide negative prompt, but just to be complete, I am going to say that I don't want pixelated. I don't want, maybe it will contradict with dusk. I don't want watermark. for example, and I don't want to distort. Alright, and below you have access to provide the pixels for the width and the height. I'll keep it to 512 as before. I might want to start, I want to compute 4 images per batch. Now we are at the sampling methods and scheduler node. So you can pick from the sampler method here. I'll pick Euler as before. The CFG scale is here. Let's set it to 8. 20 steps maybe. And that's the rest. Should be fine. And the last one, this node doesn't have any parameter for us to configure there. It's just for us to see what is going to happen after the scheduler has done its thing, and eventually we get to the output node where we can see the picture here. So everything is ready to get it a go, and to get it a go you need to click Q prompt right there, and it's going to start doing its thing, focusing on, now you will see a green border line for telling you that where the process is at right now. So now it's moved to the, now it's actually at the sampling steps or the denoising step right now. So it will take a while for us to go through for the model to compute this thing. So while it's doing that, what is happening on the right hand side panel? So these panels are to actually control your canvas over here. Whatever you see here, it's called a workflow. You can save a workflow, you can load a workflow, you can refresh it, you can load some default workflow. This is the default workflow that it will start when I just starting to use ComfyUI. And the reset is not doing anything except set back to the zoom level like this, right? And you can drag, hold your mouse and drag, you can scroll to zoom in and out. You can interact with the nodes by clicking on. Now here you can see the green progress bar as well, saying where it is right now in the process. This will actually take some time. So before it's finished, I can talk about how this thing will fit together. So I give you this prompt. A beautiful woman wearing glasses, reading a book, standing at a corner of a coffee shop. There should be a space at a coffee shop, but whatever. How is it compared between using image generation models from, let's say, GPT-4 or probably powered by DALL 3 or whatsoever, and how is it compared to Stable Diffusion 2.1, where we can use it via automatic 1111, and Stable Diffusion 3 medium that we are using it via a ComfyUI. How is it? How are they compared? And I have done that. And this is the result, guys. We have a GPT-4 right here. Having the same prompt, it beautifully generated an image for us. And what you realize is that I haven't really provided the aspect ratio of the image, and it decided that it should put this image in a vertical orientation to get a whole kind of like a portrait paint of the lady, a task. While the Stable Diffusion models, I specified the pixel to be 512 for both of these guys here, and I ran it into I used Euler sampling, 20 steps, and I generated 4 pictures at the same time, and I picked the best one. And this is the best one from Stable Diffusion 3 medium and Stable Diffusion 2.1, and you can actually see that the quality of the Stable Diffusion 3 is significantly better than Stable Diffusion 2.1. Well, to be honest, it's fair, right? Well, you make it better. But again, if you take a look in detail, like the fingers are not that right, the coffee cup here looks strange. There are 2 holders that doesn't make any sense. But honestly, you can, if you're not nitpicking on this little thing, you can use this image where you want. Except for the Stable Diffusion 3 medium, you cannot use it for commercial purposes. This is how they compared. But again, I used exactly the same prompt to all of these. This might not be the best practice. Some model, because these models are not trained in the same way, they are not going to see the same caption, the same pair of caption and image. So it's hard to say that this is the right way to compare these models. But this is human language, like to squeeze out the performance, you might need to draft your prompt in the language that these models has been trained on, and this could result in equally impressive image generation output. But this is not what I did. I just gave them the same prompt and see the result. So all in all, I think GPT-4o is quite impressive for a quick and high fidelity image. But if you want flexibility, you are looking at open source models as well. Maybe the Stable Diffusion 3 and open source tools like Automatic 1111 and ComfyUI is what you need to work on your customization workflow. And what I actually like about the ComfyUI is the modular node workflow like this, so I can see where information goes, and it's actually clearer compared to Stable Diffusion clearer than the Automatic one where or how these things are interconnected. But it looks more intimidating. Well, that's the pro and cons. And from what I've seen, there's more interest in using ComfyUI nowadays. You can search for example workflows so that you can start building yourself. You can borrow this workflow from that person and so on. It's actually very, very flexible and adaptable. Oh, okay, we are almost done at generating the New York skyline. Where is, guys? So that's the result. So let me try to enlarge this. Wow, I really like this one. Good, right? Well, yeah, this one is also good. One thing is that maybe because I said it at dusk, all of these buildings didn't start turning on the light just yet. But as you can see, Stable Diffusion 3 medium has better performance than Stable Diffusion 2.1. I'm sure that eventually Automatic 1111 can handle Stable Diffusion 3 medium. It just cannot for now. It's usually behind, in terms of handling new model, Automatic 111 usually behind ComfyUI. If you want this picture, what do? You click on it and you right click and you can save the image. Now it's going to be dumped into the default download folder from me, but you can also access its folder. So if this is the folder, you will have a output folder where now all the image generated here will be dumped in here. So make sure that you clean this up because it's going to take up your hard disk for sure. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are Case Done by AI. We are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and Substack, as well as GitHub, where we put our code up there as well.